Hi, this is Professor CC19, and today we're playing level 117 on our quest to the end of Candy Crush Saga. This is a hard ingredients level, and this is my fourth playthrough for recording purposes, and it is pretty difficult. In 40 moves we need to collect 2 hazelnuts and 1 cherry, and a lot depends on the initial placement of our ingredients, and I like the placement of this cherry from the start. The ingredients can only spawn in these top 4 columns, and they can only be collected in these center 3. Everywhere else on the board, on the left and right, is a stuck zone. And the problem with that is sometimes the board from the start will spawn the ingredients on the far right or far left spawning area, which means if they drop straight down, we'll have to switch them manually 2 squares in order for us to get them in the column with the green arrow. If we are in that situation, we can try and cause to slide 1 over so that we will only have to switch it 1 square. But preferably we want the ingredients to spawn in the center of the board and then drop them straight down. So here this is spawned towards the center area of a green arrow. Now I'm going to do this. I thought it would slide even further to the center. That would be just a safety. But here, this is in a good position. So now what we want to do is try and make moves to combat the chocolate and make moves to directly strike the frosting, which is blocking our ingredients' paths. Like I said, this is my fourth playthrough. My first playthrough was me learning the board mechanism. The second playthrough was me pretty close to beating it. And the third playthrough was pretty much a disaster. So I'm not going to really recount that playthrough. Let's just say that not much went right on that. But this one I think is going to be the one where I finally beat this level. This one is also important that we know where our ingredients are going to spawn, or when they are going to spawn. So our second ingredient spawns at move 25, the third ingredient spawns at move 10. That happens if we haven't collected the first one. So if we collect the first one, our ingredients spawn sooner, and we want them to spawn in the center of the board. So let's see here, bringing this closer to the bottom. I would love to create some more specials like this vertical striped candy, things that will take out the chocolate and open up some board space that we need. Alright, so one more move, this is going to spawn here. So we're going to do this. This is going to spawn in the center of the board. Here we go, in this column. And this is very nice because both our ingredients are in the same column. So if we can create some sort of vertical striped candy in this column, it'll bring both the ingredients down at once. And here we go. Here's something nice. This should bring our ingredients down. Now it's risky because we could cause so much chaos that our ingredient spawns here. But fortunately, that did not happen. So now all we have to do is bring down this last ingredient to the green arrow. It's in the safest position in the center of the board. So really paying attention on where your ingredients spawn and how to get them to spawn where you want them to is how we're going to beat this level. And here we go. So with a bit of luck in the way of specials and really paying attention to where our ingredients spawn and when they spawn, we're able to beat level 117. If you're struggling with this level, I would recommend bringing in some switch hand boosters. So if your ingredient gets astray, use a switch hand to scoot it to the good columns. But there is a way that I haven't mentioned yet. Well, I've mentioned in previous videos, but there is a way to switch the ingredient to another column manually. If you get the color concentrations to where you have one color above, the same color below, and the same color next to, when you make that match, you'll force the ingredient to the next column. Same thing if you have 2 on one side, same color on the other, 2 above, the same color next to the ingredient, or 2 below, the same color next to the ingredient. So any of those situations are situations where you can switch the ingredient to a different column. So if you ever wind up in a situation where your ingredient is stuck, pay attention after every move to how you can switch it sideways to a good column. If you found this video helpful to you, please subscribe. If you're stuck on any particular level, please let me know by leaving a comment. I will help you out with that. And as always, thanks so much for watching.